have the same level on each mic?
No, the clap sync is like because you can the audio because I'm recording the audio and the video separately, you have to sync them together.
Hmm.
So when you clap, you sync the sound with the picture.
Hmm.
So the sound and the picture are supposed to line
Oh,
up.
so you want to make sure it's synchronized.
Yeah, so when my
That makes
hands
sense.
touch, I want to make sure the sound is the loudest. Yeah,
That makes sense.
it makes a lot of sense.
You're so knowledgeable.
Thank you. So unfortunately, I think we're just gonna open up with advice right away because we only have one question.
One question today, guys.
We got
One
one.
question.
We got one. We got one question today. Um, we got one question. This is from an anonymous user. Um, Guess was Fia. Uh, Here's to more guests in a new 2025. My question is, how do I learn to cook food?
That's a good question.
It's. I mean, I think it's a question that a lot of people in our generation really struggle with.
Maybe it's just me, but when I was in home ec, they didn't teach me how to cook real food. They taught me how to make cookies.
They taught me how to cook chicken in the microwave.
Yeah, see, that's no one taught us properly.
Yeah, so cooking chicken in the microwave is rather disgusting.
Yeah, it's
Oh, you
a
know,
health hazard.
your hold on. I think your gain is a little.
My what?
Let me turn my gate. It's a gate, so it gets rid of sounds because you talk quieter than I do. So I want a mine to filter out more, and I want yours to filter out less.
I
The
see.
fans don't care about that though. In fact, the fans don't seem to care about anything.
I'm sure they care about some things.
They probably care about their mommies and daddies.
I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe we could ask the fans for topics to talk about instead of just advice. But would that be straying too far away from our podcast purpose?
I don't think it would be straying too far. I think they could say like, "Here, I have a question. Can you talk about blank?" And that'd be fine. But they don't leave. Most don't leave comments to begin with. So I think the issue isn't they're not leaving the right kinds of comments. It's the amount of comments.
Well, I think they would like that, like, because everyone likes to talk about their interests, right? It's like why I follow Arlo. I like Nintendo, so I listen to Arlo.
I follow Arlo because I like to see how bad it could
I
get.
like to see how much you can talk about not talking about
I
things.
follow Arlo because I like to see how bad things can get.
But like, let's say our fans hypothetically liked something like Supernatural. You
Yeah,
could talk about
I don't want to talk about
Supernatural
I
for
don't
like an
want to.
hour,
I don't want to talk about Supernatural.
for example.
I don't. Okay. Well, for example, yeah. I mean, I think once again though the bigger issue is the frequency. Maybe we need to
Is it?
open every. Oh, we also didn't even address the fact that we have an intro now.
Oh yeah. What do you guys think of the intro?
Oh yeah. Here's a fun contest. Leave a comment telling us what you think about the intro, and whoever leaves the best comment will get featured in the next episode.
What's the
If you
big deal?
what?
So that's a big deal.
Oh, I thought you said what's. Yeah, that is a big deal. So if you leave a nice, good comment, and it's like, oh, I thought it was so awesome. I was preying. It's like, yeah, you're gonna be in the next flipping episode, bro.
You're doing social engineering.
No, that's a fun, cool contest.
Similar idea.
Here's another fun contest. If you can leave, don't leave like, okay, top it out 2 comments. Don't leave like 7, but top it out 2 comments. If you can leave, one comment and then respond to yourself in the funniest way possible, you'll win the contest also.
Maybe we could do contests, and whoever wins the contests
Mm.
gets their topic selected.
Yeah, that's what's going. Yeah, the contest. There's 3 contests. The third contest is whoever leaves the funniest comment about a topic gets their topic selected.
We have to incentivize them.
No, well, you don't tell them.
Hmm,
It's a cool contest.
I see.
But we do have to. We don't want to ramble too much about this because we only have 24 hours of recording time on the audio, so we do have
Yeah,
to
we
sort
are
of.
limited.
So yeah. So my question is, how do I learn to cook food? Um, I don't know. No, you. Yeah. The first question is, do you have a mom or a dad? The typically in the Skyrim in the before times, your mom would cook the food. But these days, oftentimes, a lot of daddies cook food too, which is fine.
And nowadays, a lot of 16-year-olds at Chicken Chef make your food too.
Yeah, and they're cutting their fingers off and they're blowing their vape smoke into the.
Yeah.
We
You
should
don't want
talk.
to learn from them.
We should talk about that amazing situation we saw at Rec Room yesterday. Once we get through this question,
Sure.
because that was fantastic, and everyone will want to hear about this,
Hmm.
and they'll be like, "Why wasn't I invited?" It's like, shit, I didn't know. I didn't know you had a gift card, bro.
Yeah. Okay, one question at a time.
Yeah. So how do I learn to cook food? I think the first one is ask your mom or your daddy. I think that your mom or dad can teach you. You know, your mom can teach you how to cook roast, and your daddy can teach you how to cook spaghetti, right? Because
Mm,
that's sort of that's sort of what mommies and daddies cook for their babies is spaghetti and roast beef.
I disagree. I think if you're learning how to
No.
cook, you should, because with any interest, if you're not doing learning what you want to learn, you're not going to enjoy it. And what if your mom, because your mom has the final say in what's for dinner,
You
right?
have to learn the basics. You have to walk before you can run.
Yeah.
You can't go straight to cooking couscous. You have to start with cooking toast and eggs, bro. And
But,
I know it's not what you want to do, but it's just how it has to be.
yeah, but you don't want to stay in your comfort zone and let your mom like handhold you through it. You kind of have to put yourself in the deep end and like learn to read a recipe book.
I'm sorry, but I've peaked my mic like 4 times. I'm probably giving someone a headache right now. I'm probably ruining someone's day. So, but we do what we do. What the fuck? Yeah. So
Cooking.
yeah, cooking. So yeah, you kind of got to start with, in my opinion, you kind of got to start with the basics and you got to build that foundation. But you can't. And it's not saying, oh, your mommy needs to hold your hand. It's more like, I'm off camera. It's more like saying, okay, well, you need to go to you need a mentor. You need
Mhm.
somebody to show you the ropes. And if somebody can't show you the ropes, start with YouTube or a shitty cookbook. But the cookbooks, the issue is they're not like a tutorial. They're just like, here's a recipe I know. It's like,
Yeah.
well, if I don't know how to turn the oven on, oh, by Job, I'm not going to be able to make these almond butter cookies.
As boring as it is, you kind of have to spend at least like half an hour or something learning how measurements work and like what your basic like utility knives and stuff do
Yeah.
because you don't want to be like cutting the wrong thing with the wrong knife. You got a
You don't want
sore
to be cooking
wrist.
steak with a paring knife. You don't want to
No.
be cooking. You don't want to be cutting the garlic bread with the fucking
I mean,
with a bread knife. You know.
you don't have to
Or
learn
no, you
everything.
do. No, you do want to cut garlic with the bread knife.
Yes.
You don't want to cut it with the fillet knife.
You don't want to learn everything all at once
Hmm.
because it'll overwhelm you, but
But you got to take
you
it step
can
by
learn
step.
things as you go. If you're like,
Yeah.
I wonder why my wrist is hurting so much when I cook food.
Yeah.
It's like maybe there's a
Yeah.
better way to do this. I love having that thought, like the light bulb moment when you're like, maybe there's a better way to do this because this is not comfortable. It's like, yeah, I love my brain. I'm so smart. Do you ever get
Yeah.
that?
No.
No? You don't
Oh,
think of better
a
ways?
breakthrough.
Yeah.
You're talking about breakthroughs.
Or
Yeah.
like better ways to problem solve.
Way better ways to butter bread.
Yeah. Did I say butter?
Have you ever experienced a better way to butter bread?
Yes.
Have you ever experienced? Have you ever uh uh braced yourself for a basically better way to butter balls of bread?
Good alliteration. Yeah, I have figured out a better way to butter bread because one, if the bread is still warm from the toaster, it'll melt whatever is
Mm.
on it quicker. And also, if you pull whatever things out of the fridge and let it thaw for like 20 minutes at least, it'll be way easier.
Here's an idea. You want to butter your bread. This is an idea on how to cook. You put your fork on top of the. Don't put it in. Don't put it in. Don't put it in.
Made that mistake.
You put your knife on top of the toaster and it heats up, bruh.
That's dangerous. What if it falls in? Also, what if it heats up the fucking metal knife and
Well,
then
yeah,
it burns your hand?
because a lot of the handles are made of metal too.
I don't know if that's good advice we should be telling the kids.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this because you don't pay attention when I upload, but every time I upload, it actually before I can even upload, it says, "Is this for kids?" And I always click no.
Oh, okay. I guess we're fine then.
It says, "Is this for kids?" I say no, and then it says, "Is it explicit?" And I go, no.
I mean, we swear a lot.
Yeah, but the difference is if you hit the one,
We talk about child predators a lot.
Yeah, it's so I was kind of telling it differently for the funny, but it's like, okay, is this for children? No. Is this age restricted? And then I go no, because if
Mm.
it's age restricted, then to watch my video, one, I can't get monetized, and two, which I'm not monetized, but if I ever were, I don't want like I want to be able to monetize the backlog.
Yeah.
Um, and then additionally, I'm not people aren't able to watch it like logged out, so you'd have to log in to watch my videos.
Mm.
And 30% of my viewer, if 50% of my viewers aren't subscribed.
Is that true?
No, I don't know. If it is, I mean, if
You
you
can
are,
check.
if you aren't, yeah, I can check. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe, leave a
We know who
comment,
you
leave
are.
a like, because I know who watches and I
Big
know who doesn't watch.
Big Brother is watching.
I know who's so yeah, basically leave a comment, like, subscribe.
Subscribe.
So I guess to wrap it up, how do you cook food? Start with the basics. A, look for a mentor. B, and C, just sort of take it easy. Take it slow, don't rush into it, but stay consistent. Try to cook something little every day.
You know what was
Even
a
if it's stupidly small.
You know what was a good intro for me when I was learning how to cook in like grade 12 by myself?
PETA cooking mama.
Omelets. Omelets seem kind of simple, but they're actually kind of difficult to like pull off. Like they're not as easy as scrambled eggs. You can just mash it around.
If they're difficult, why would they be a good place to start?
Because let me tell you, once you have a solid omelet just by itself, you can put all of your leftovers
Mm.
from whatever your parents cook into the omelet.
What if you don't live with a mommy or a daddy?
Then you gotta find. You can still put whatever you want in that omelet. You can put fucking candy in it. You can put chips, but you can put like your leftover yucky cabbage roll.
You don't put a cabbage roll in a fucking omelet, bro.
Put the filling in. That'd be
You could
good.
put the filling in, but that's just diced
Do you
tomato.
like the filling of cabbage rolls?
No,
I know you
hate
hate
lazy
cabbage.
I don't
Yeah.
like lazy cabbage. It's not that I hate cabbage, because I like fried cabbage, and I like I've had baked cabbage.
Would you eat just the filling though? Like if I made cabbage rolls and I made just filling, extra filling for you, would you eat it?
No,
We're gonna have a hard time living together.
all you can make is cabbage rolls.
Yeah.
I can make cabbage rolls, and I can make omelet with cabbage rolls, and I can make I can make wet bread.
Well, like I can't make my soups. I
You
can't.
can make this.
I can't make my cabbage
You're
rolls.
rehashing this.
Can't
I've
make my
discussed this so many
boiled and
times.
steamed
We
pierogies.
can. You can make fried pierogies. You can. One, you don't have to cook for me, but also you can make fried pierogies, and I eat lots of soups. That African peanut soup you made was delicious.
Did I make that?
Yeah, Remember you made the African peanut soup with that that guy from Legos.
Not really, but
Yeah,
that's
that was
okay.
a bit. That was a joke.
I did make soup
I was
for
just
you
trying
once.
to have. I was just trying to have fun.
I made you chicken gnocchi. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the chicken gnocchi was all right. No, you made the chicken gnocchi at home and then you brought it over. That's not making it for me.
Well,
That's
I
like,
made it and offered it to you,
You
like
know
a good house husband.
what happened. You made the soup and you didn't eat enough of it, so you just brought it back and were like, "Here, you can have some leftover soup." You didn't even heat it up when you gave it to me.
I
You
was
gave it to me
trying to
cold.
be kind to you.
Yeah, but you gave it to me cold and you didn't make it for me.
All you have to do is microwave it.
That's yucky.
What's wrong with microwaving?
Microwaving, I mean, it does a few. One, it breaks down the composition of the food, so it destroys the flavor.
Does it?
Yeah, man. It totally breaks down the food with the microwaves. The microwaves basically break down the composition of the food, and to heat it up, it has to agitate. It has to agitate the food.
Do you
The
know what you're
microwaves-
talking about?
Yeah, totally. And the microwaves, they basically rumble the food, and then it gets all soggy and tasteless. It's just gross.
So basically, they use the Thanos stone to make the food hot, and it breaks the composition.
They use the microwave to
the
create
amino
flavor.
acids of the food breaks down
I'm
into
not
slop.
wrong. I'm not wrong. Dude, when you microwave food, it breaks down the food and gets yucky. Haven't you ever had like reheated spaghetti and it just has no taste and it's just wet?
No.
And it doesn't heat evenly.
Not at all.
It doesn't heat evenly microwaves. It just heats the outside.
Well, yeah, that's why after you microwave it, you stir it.
And then you put it back in the microwave.
If
Okay,
it's so
here's a
cold.
question. What's yummier, when you put a piece of pizza in the oven or when you put a piece of pizza in the microwave?
I like it cold.
What's yummier, when you put a piece of meat in the microwave or when you put it in the frying pan to reheat it? If I was gonna reheat you, if we had leftover potatoes and steak and I microwaved it, versus if I put it in the frying pan with some oil, which would be yummier?
Mm, I guess a stove, but I mean, if I was cooking it myself, I wouldn't want to waste the time.
It's not wasted time because it improves the food. That's not wasting time. That's a time well spent.
Doesn't make that much of a difference to
It
me.
totally makes a massive difference.
You know, you have
Why, okay, here's a question. Why do you ever cook food on the oven if you can just microwave it?
because a lot of food you can't cook in the microwave
Why?
because it won't cook it thoroughly.
Exactly, because the microwave sucks.
Yeah, but the microwave's not for cooking food.
The
It's for
microwave is for
reheating
cooking
food.
food. It is for cooking food. How many? I've seen so many frozen foods where it's like you can just throw it in the microwave.
Yeah, it's not real food.
That's yucky.
Or it's already cooked. That's why you're just reheating it.
When we have frozen food and we put it in the air fryer, why don't we just put it in the microwave?
Because you prefer it in the air fryer.
Why? Okay, but why?
I don't know.
Why?
You prefer it that way.
Why do I prefer it that way?
Because it makes it harder and you don't like soft food.
It doesn't make it hard. It's not because it's harder. It's
You have a texture
The
thing.
microwave's gross. The microwave sucks balls.
I don't know. I think your microwave might just be dirty.
In the 3 years that my microwave's not dirty. It's clean.
Okay.
In the 3 years that I've known you, I think I've seen you cook food in the microwave 7 times.
Yeah, I
You
don't
know it's bad.
I don't do it here, but reheat my microwave lunch like every day at
You
home.
know the microwave's gross. You know it sucks.
I don't care.
It's soggy.
You have an oral fixation
I don't
and
have
you
an oral
don't like
fixation.
soft food.
That's not what an oral fixation is. That's a texture avoidance.
Yeah.
An oral fixation is when I like putting things in my mouth.
If you eat like a steak or chicken breast or something, if it's wetter, like the more wet it is, do you find it grosser?
Typically, it depends on the food. I'll eat a rare steak, and a rare steak is quite moist. It's very, very moist. A
Yeah,
lot of juice
because
and blood.
well, yeah, you want a steak to
My
be moist.
fucking blood is pouring out of my mouth like I'm fucking Sugar Ray.
It's almost like you have a viscosity meter, and anything under like zero point 0.5 is yucky to you.
Well, higher viscosity means it's more wet and goopy.
Is it?
Yeah, higher viscosity. Viscosity is like the thickness of the liquid.
I thought the higher it is, the thicker it is.
Yeah, it's like a viscous. I think maybe viscous is the wrong word we're looking for.
I don't think so.
Like a high. No, because like a wet food. There's wet food that I'll eat. I'll eat tomato bisque. That's wet AF.
Yeah, but it's a really thick sauce.
Tomato bisque is not that thick. It's thicker than a solid.
For a soup, it's pretty thick.
I'll eat.
Doesn't get much thicker than that.
I've eaten thin soups. I've eaten like beef broth soup.
Did you like it?
It was okay. I didn't
So
really.
you didn't like it.
No, it was fine. I just because I'm drinking water. I'm just drinking water with meat in it. It's weird.
You don't like the salt?
It's fine, but
Like the beef
I'd
flavor?
rather have like a stew.
I guess. That's what I mean. You
No,
have
but
a
I mean,
preference.
yeah, yes, I have a preference, but I'm saying that I like liquid foods too. I'll drink a smoothie. I can handle it. I can handle a smoothie.
You can handle a smoothie.
Yes.
That's brave of you. I'm sorry.
You're the one saying that I can't handle food.
Well,
This is what this is ableism. This is ableism, plain and simple.
we're probably scaring our fans off. We're getting into a huge fight.
No, people love fighting. That's why people watch Frenemies with Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas. Remember?
Is that Trisha Paytas?
Oh my goodness.
I thought it was that
Such
other
a-
girl.
You are such a web. You are a web.
Did you
noob.
see that video?
You are a web noob.
That
What
makes
video?
me sad.
What video?
The video with Trisha Paytas and Katy Perry in the big monster truck, and then Katy Perry puts a gas nozzle in her ass, and it's like,
Katy
this is a
Perry-
woman's world.
Katy Perry be hanging out with assaulters.
Yeah, yeah. She was collaborating with Kesha's like molester,
Yeah,
and was like, guys, I didn't know.
well, we don't want to use the M or R word.
Are we not allowed to say that?
Well, it's not that we're not allowed. It's just that we can get age gated if we use certain
You
terms.
say it's not for kids anyway.
Yeah, but certain terms can get your videos age gated.
Don't you need to have like a moderator for that?
No, you don't need a moderator. It's just you can get age gated if you use like the really bad ones. Like racial slurs will get you age gated. Like like really violent terms will get you age gated.
Are the automatic bots like that? Like, do you think they would bother with a video like us?
Yes, yes. I've had like 3 or 4 videos straight up taken off my channel.
Mm,
I've got multiple videos that are like privated and delisted,
mm.
and they can only be watched like if I log into my account and show people because they got delisted either for once I think sexual content, and once twice for copyrighted content because it's an auto detector. It runs it through a filter before your video even gets uploaded. It
Mm,
has to check for content.
I see.
It's content aware. They have a content aware AI algorithm that checks through everything. It's very obnoxious. And it almost never benefits creators. It almost exclusively benefits just corporate entities. Obviously, it stops from uploading like gore and porno, but like, whoever got hurt from a little bit of gore and porn. That's a joke.
Are we done talking about food?
Um,
I don't know how we got there from food.
no, we can keep talking about food. I don't know. There's not much to say about
What
food.
else is there to say?
You eat it every day. I mean, Christ Almighty, how much damn food can a man eat? You just get
A
yeah.
lot.
At some point, you just get fat, fat AF.
I used to think when I was younger that like as you get older, you just you accumulate more food every
Mm,
day. So
what?
because like when you're an adult,
What do you mean you accumulate more food?
okay, hold on.
Elaborate.
When you're a little bitty itty bitty kid, you're a
Yep.
small person, right?
Yep.
So you need less food. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, you have a small meal, you have like one piece of pizza, a chicken nugget, and that's all you need.
No.
But you're an
No.
adult, you're so tired, you're working all the
When
time.
I'm a kid, I was eating 2, 3 pieces of. I was eating 7 pieces of pizza.
Yeah, but see that I thought you eat more and more, and then when you're so old, you're like deteriorating faster, so you need to eat more food to keep up. So
Mm.
I thought like every day that goes by, it's like by the time you're 60, you're eating like 5 meals a day.
Yeah. No, it doesn't really work like that. In fact, you eat the most food when you're a teenager, and
Yeah,
then you plateau, and it starts slowly going down, and then when you're old, you eat even less food.
a lot of adults I've come to realize nowadays are quite malnourished. Like they don't eat very good food.
No, they eat fucked up food.
Yeah.
They eat the way like
Most food that you buy at like Superstore and Costco isn't very good for
people
you.
eat the way Macaulay Culkin ate in Home Alone. The
Yeah.
average like 30-year-old is like eating candy and ice cream every day.
Yeah.
You need to eat meat, bro, or at least eat a broccoli.
When you go to the store and unless you're buying like straight up nothing but vegetables, fruit, and like meat,
But I mean, my God, what did we eat today?
candy,
We've
a
eaten
cookie. I know I'm a
candy and
hypocrite.
cookies today.
Yeah.
I woke up, I ate a cookie.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
I ate
not
a
our
cookie,
fault.
then I ate a piece of chocolate, then I went out and I got a donut. I'm
Yeah.
eating like Homer.
It's not our fault. It's what they sell to
I'm
us.
eating like Homer without a Marge, bro.
Yeah. We need a Marge.
You're the Marge. You're the
No.
Marge. I'm Bart and Homer combined. I am Bart Homer combined.
Marge.
You are like
Marge.
you're really loud.
Okay.
You're I'm like Bart. We got to get headphones so we can actually hear what we're saying, but whatever. Because we do have an input. Once again, I'm talking about stuff they don't care about, but we do have an input output. So the output for the audio right now should be going to headphones, but it's not. It's just recording and then we're deleting when we finish uploading or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of food. To sum up, a lot of foods aren't good for you, but
Mm.
you know, what can you do?
It's better to eat bad food than no food though.
That's true.
Like you're better off eating. I mean, really, if you eat chips all day, that like it's fucked up. And then you're gonna be like, why does my tummy hurt?
You know a good guide that I go
I
to?
wasn't finished my sentence.
Go on.
But you're better off eating chips than no food. Anyways, go on.
I don't know if that's true.
You're better off eating chips than starving.
I mean, yeah, but what nutrition are you getting out of chips?
Sodium and calories and maybe some vitamins if you have veggie chips.
Yeah.
And you have carbohydrates because it's potatoes.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I was gonna
Your
say
brain
though,
functions on carbs. You need basic carbohydrates to
co-
survive.
they're not complex though.
Yeah, but you need carbs. You need to eat bread. The
You-
whole like, oh, carbs are bad for you. That's like it's such like a modern like
My dad would take issue with that. He's on
what?
that keto diet.
You need carbs. You need to have
Well,
carbs.
he started on the keto diet and now he's on a carnivore diet.
Oh, I'm sure that's, you know who was on a carnivore diet?
Who?
Jordan Peterson, and then he got addicted to benzodiazepines.
Because of it?
I don't think it helped. He had to get like his stomach pumped.
Why is he addicted to
Somebody
benzos?
was talking. Oh, because he's depressed.
Mm.
But somebody was talking to him. They're like, "Would you recommend the carnivore diet?" He's like, "It's fucking miserable. If you like being miserable, I guess you'd have the carnivore diet. But it improves your brain function because of the proteins."
It doesn't sound very good to me, but my dad seems to enjoy it.
How's his health and his him thinking?
Um, Fine, I guess.
How's his physio cognition?
I mean, he lost a lot of weight,
Mm.
but I mean, he's kind of plateaued.
What's his cognition?
All right, he's able to function his job as a pharmacist, so
Is he thinking clearly and making sense when he talks?
yeah,
Okay. Oh, that's fine then.
yeah, I guess eating. He says he eats like a snake, like he'll just eat like
How much? What does he eat
a
in a day?
steak.
How much does he eat?
He says he has like one meal a day,
What is in the meal?
just meat.
Well, yeah, but okay, but elaborate.
Like he'll make hamburger patties, season them and stuff.
He just eats hamburger patties.
Just eat hamburger
He
patties.
just eats
Yeah.
hamburger patties all day.
Yeah.
Does he put any like honey on them? Does he have any sugar?
He puts like sauce and stuff,
Well,
but
see that,
no
but
carb.
but that's where he's getting his sugars because you need sugars and carbs to you need sugars and carbs. Because even when you watch those like gym bros, now what they do is they'll make like banana meat and honey.
Yeah.
Because you do need either sugar or carbs for your brain to function. Your brain digests those. Your brain breaks them down. That's how your brain moves.
Yeah.
Man. It's like the fluid in your head. Do you remember when Luke in Star Wars when Luke was in the Bacta tank?
Mm-hmm.
They were pouring sugar packets in there like he was a hummingbird.
Yeah.
Otherwise
It's
he'd
probably
die.
yummy.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
But yeah, I worry about him because
Yeah.
I learned this
He's
recently.
eating like an animal.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
The human body so any like living organism needs to get their amino acids met,
Mm.
and some can do that through just veggies or whatever.
Yeah, but we can't.
Yeah, humans need to have a wide variety of food so that we can have all of these amino acids to
Well,
support our
I
different
mean,
building blocks.
if you tried to be a vegan or a carnivore without imports, you would die.
Yeah, so like I worry about my dad because he's not eating vegetables.
Mm.
It's like, what if he needs that for his eyes or something?
Maybe he might be getting it in like he might maybe he's eating nuts. Maybe he's eating nuts.
It would probably be better than just
If you're a
meat.
vegan, you like have to eat like nuts and stuff.
Hmm.
Cause like the nuts got like that's like the place where you get like your protein and salt is from the nuts.
Nuts are good for you, but a lot of packaged nuts have a lot of salt on them.
Yeah, but you kind of want the idea is with the peanuts is that they'll take you along they'll take you far so you can
Yeah.
eat them. You
Well,
can eat because like a handful of nuts is like 200 calories. Like it's a
yeah,
lot of calories in a handful of nuts. Like because and they take a long time. They take a relatively long time to digest, so your body can run off nuts for a while.
yeah.
Ideally,
Straight up nuts.
the perfect diet would just be eating fruit and nuts all day.
You'd probably be a good vegetarian because you like to chew things.
Yeah.
So
I could,
you can just eat like fried vegetables all
if I was
day.
a vegetarian, I would just eat fried veggies and nuts all day.
Yeah, you'd probably thrive.
I wouldn't even get that fat.
And I could make you one veggie patty for dinner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I do like a lot of. I guess I do like a lot of like vegetarian foods. I
Mhm.
like rice. I like bread. I like fruits. Almost all fruits I like, except pears. I like vegetables. I like eggplant. I like broccoli. I hate cauliflower. I like carrot. I like potato. I guess I could be a vegetarian. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
that hard.
And I think you just don't eat a lot of it now because
Like, obviously, to those who don't know, I live with my parents, and the meat fridge is insane.
well, yeah, and you usually have
We
one big
swear we're cannibals.
yeah, you usually have one big protein option
Mm.
at dinner, and it's because you don't eat much during the day. It's like you want to get your calories in, so
When I
you
make
eat
a
that.
supper, I oftentimes don't have a lot of meat. Like when you and I make supper together, oftentimes I'll have like a very small meat. The meat's like a side.
Yeah. Going back to cooking,
Mm.
learning how to manage meat is probably a really big aspect of it because you want to learn how to like freeze your meats properly, how to store them hygienically, how to cook them
Yeah, you gotta
properly.
wash your hands.
It's really complex. It's probably the hardest part of cooking, in
The
my
hardest
opinion.
part of cooking is not managing the meat. That might be the easiest part of cooking.
Mm, I don't know.
You don't get blood in your mouth, and you don't get blood on others' food. That's so easy.
That's the eating part.
No, the easiest part is the eating. You're right.
Cooking meat is a lot more complex than anything else.
Eating is more complex than you think.
Is it?
Yeah, because if you're eating in a group, you got to think, okay, am I eating too slow? Am I eating too fast? Am
Mm.
I eating too loud? Am I too quiet? Am I eating this the right way? Am I supposed to be using my big fork, my little fork? Should I cut this? Should I put it in my mouth? Do I
My
eat? If I put sauce on this, am I rude? Do I have to? Can I eat with my hands? Am I supposed to eat this all at once?
That sounds like more of a social thing, though.
What do you mean?
Like you're navigating the social rules of eating.
Yeah, but you got to think about it every time you eat.
Yeah. Do you masticate a lot?
Uh, only on Mondays, really.
Yeah. You don't chew, in other words?
Oh, yeah, I chew. I chew big time.
Good one.
Yeah, thank you. What the fuck is what is masticating?
Masticating is the like scientific word for chewing your food
Yes,
like
I
enough.
chew.
But yeah, but like most people don't chew enough because the more you chew your food, the more
I chew the
surface
hell out of my
area the
food.
food has and the more like nutrition you can
You want to get that
suck
big
out of it.
surface area.
You know your intestines have like little villi arms that suck all the nutrients out of the
Are you
food.
sure villi is the word you're looking for?
I think so.
What, like a papier, like your tongue, like your taste
Yeah,
buds?
they're like little like texture things that like suck out the nutrition out of food. It
Yeah.
brings it into your bloodstream. That's how you get like nutrition.
How do you get when you're eating a burger? How how fast do you usually eat the burger? Because I always, if I could ate the
Probably too
burger,
fast.
if I ate the burger as fast as I wanted to eat it, everyone would think I'm a weirdo.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Burgers are kind of complex because there's a lot of stuff. You should probably take your time to chew, even though it's hard because there's. By the time you get your fast food, you're
Mm.
usually hungry because it's fast food,
Yeah.
right? You're busy.
When I'm eating, like when I'm in social situations, I don't get a lot of social anxiety for meeting people or spending time with people, but I do police my own behavior very, very strongly.
Yeah, I've noticed this.
Like I'm like, how fast do I need to do this? How slow do I need to do this? What should I say while I'm doing it?
Hmm.
And it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable, especially when people comment on the way you're doing it. They're
I've
like, "Oh, somebody must be hungry." It's like, how
yeah.
about you hang? How about I kill you?
Yeah, I've noticed you when you're eating at my house, when my mom makes you food, you're like, "This is really good," and like you'll eat and you'll be enjoying it, but then you put it down for like 5 minutes
Yeah, do you know why I do that?
because we're all slow eaters.
Yeah, and if I eat fast, then everyone's gonna look at my plate and be like, "You ate fast."
My parents don't care
Kim comment or what's her name comments on it.
because they're
I'm not editing
happy.
her name out.
They're yeah, I don't know what you don't care.
Yeah, but she's like, "Oh, somebody must have been hungry. Do you want seconds?" And if I say no, I'm full. She's like, "Come on, get second."
Well, I get what you're coming from because if you don't, especially if you don't want seconds, it's kind of awkward to sit there after.
And then Richard will be like, "Oh, B must have been hungry.
Are you starving him,
Are you
T?
starving? I don't. Are you starving him, T? Ah!"
But yeah, no, I get it. There's a lot of social rules
Yeah.
unspoken about eating,
I think there's more social rules at your house than mine.
probably.
I think my house almost lacks some rules. I think there should be some more rules around here.
My mom is more lax now, but when I was younger, she was really strict on manners,
What kind?
like dinner table manners, like no elbows at the table.
You lack manners.
Do I?
Not really. Some manners.
Like what?
You don't wait for everyone to be at the table before you start eating.
Mm, yeah, I
That's
guess.
disrespectful.
Yeah, but my mom finds it disrespectful to wait for her to be at the table
No,
because she takes like 10 minutes taking
you
pictures.
should wait for everyone to be at the table before you eat, because eating is community.
Have your parents commented on it?
No,
Okay, good.
no, because no.
What else? What do you mean? You were gonna say something.
Actually, I don't know if I was. I think that might be the only thing that I can think of.
Okay. Okay, good.
I think your mom gets agitated that I speak out of turn. Like I talk about things that don't make sense and she gets agitated.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes her mad. I think it just stresses her out. Like she's like scared.
We have an interesting.
People are scared when I say things. Like people get afraid.
Well, because yeah, you
What am
talk.
I gonna do to them though? What's gonna happen?
Well, I found that when I met you, I found it strange the way you guys talk. Because most people talk about like real life things. You just talk about things that aren't real and don't happen.
What are you talking about?
Like Your hypotheticals. I feel like most people don't talk like that.
Yeah, but there's no need to get scared.
Mm, I
Like when
mean,
I'm talking about like when I'm talking about stuff, like Kim and Richard get like almost anxious. It seems like they feel like it's like something bad is gonna happen to them.
well, if you say something like, "What would you do if you saw a boy get hit by a train?"
Oh, that's not scary. That's funny.
Yeah, you find it funny because you find absurdism funny, but most
But
people
how's
don't.
it scary? Oh, what if I saw that in real life? That'd be so scary.
People don't like thinking about bad things,
Bad things happen.
especially when you're like 50.
Oh my god. You should be used to it by then. If you're 50, you've seen multiple people die in front of you.
Yeah,
By
it's
the time you hit
traumatizing.
50, you've seen people die. You should be used to it.
You should be careful about it because
No.
you think about it. You go to a 60-year-old, they've probably seen people die.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what if you saw a person die like this? And what if
Yeah.
they saw someone that
What if
died
you
like that?
Yeah, I'm like, what if you were at Camp Crystal Lake and you saw a guy beaten off and then somebody stabbed an arrow through his neck and they're like, I saw that
Yeah,
happen.
they look at you and like, oh my god,
They're like, I saw that movie.
that happened to me when I was a little boy.
They're like, I saw that movie in theaters.
What do you do then?
I
You're
say,
like, oh, I'm sorry, I just do that.
if they got stabbed, okay, if they're like, I got stabbed through the chest with an arrow when I was a kid, I'd be like, that's an amazing story. How did it happen?
Mm. It's not an amazing story though. It's a traumatizing, sad story.
No, that's an amazing. The most amazing stories are the most painful ones.
I guess.
Here's a painful
It might
story.
not be something you want to bring up with them.
Here's a painful story. We were at Rec Room.
Right.
We were at Rec Room.
Circle back.
We were at Rec. As a callback. We were at Rec Room. You just don't want to hear the gulping. Just swallow your water. I'm just pulling the mic away so nobody hears you swallow.
I don't think they have a problem with it. I think it's just you.
Yeah, but if I'm editing this and I have to hear your swallowing all the way out,
Why does it bug you so much?
I don't like it. It bothers me. It's a sound thing. It's the audio bugs me.
What?
It's like when I'm eating. You know how me and my sister sit away from each other at the dinner table?
Yeah.
That's by design.
Here's a
I
question.
can't sit next to either of my sisters when they're eating. I just can't.
What thoughts go through your head when you hear a gross thing at the dinner table?
Anger. I'm angry. And
Wor-
I'm angry and it makes my mood worse.
Try to use words. What thoughts do you go through your
Like
head?
you want me to describe in like emotions?
Yeah, because your
I
emotions
hate-
are based on your internal thoughts.
I hate describing. You want me to explain my thoughts or my emotions?
What thoughts come to invoke your emotions?
I'm angry. Will you shut up? Shut the fuck up. That's so obnoxious. Can you be quiet?
Mm.
Like those are the thoughts that hit my head. And like I think if you ask somebody who's a little more emotional, obviously I have emotions, but I'm more heady with my emotions. They'd be like, "Oh, I feel red. I feel heat.
Mm.
I get pissed. It's like, shut up. Stop eating so loud."
It sounds like you have a lot of like internalized
Mm.
anger towards people who are irritating.
I think what you're describing is just a sensory issue.
I mean, it could be that, but it could be maybe when you were younger, you were told like
I think that
people who are loud are bad or something.
no, because I like shouting.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not it.
Um,
And I think it's funny when things fall down and crash. So no, it's totally a sensory thing because it's only certain types of sounds and certain types of food.
yeah, it's almost like you would rather someone scream at the top of their lungs and swallow their food at dinner.
I listen to people swallow and gulp. It rages me.
Do you think they're being rude?
I think that I feel they're being rude
To you?
to the whole everyone. To the whole everyone, I feel they're being rude. I don't think they're being rude. Like I know they're just eating, but it makes me so mad.
Do you feel like they could be more polite when
I
they're
feel like
eating?
they could shut up and stop doing what they're doing.
You're like, do you think the problem is their manners, or is it just the act of eating, no matter how they acted?
I think it's both. I think it's both because eating with your mouth open obviously makes it worse, and like not being polite makes it worse. And if I'm already in a bad mood, and I know it's a stimulation thing because when I'm in a bad mood, it's so much worse.
Mm.
And I'm sure you've seen this where if I'm at the dinner table
Yeah.
and I'm like already agitated and I'm listening to somebody chew, I'm furious.
And it's unfortunate because it kind of highlights the flaws of a person, and then
Yeah.
if you're in a bad mood, you might call them out on it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "I'm just eating."
There's been times where you were like eating a cookie, and I'm like, "Can you stop eating so loud?" And you're just eating a cookie. And I'm like, I gotta calm down. And then like a minute later, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
Hmm.
I need to chill on that cookie. I need to chill on that cookie action.
I almost wonder, like, do you think desensitization would work on that?
No, because I've been dealing with it for years, and sometimes it's. I don't think it helps. I don't think desensitization helps.
Have you tried doing it in a safe, controlled
My
environment?
home is safe.
Yeah, but I mean, like, does it bother you when you chew?
No, because it's my chewing.
What about like if you plugged your ears and you can like hear everything louder?
Oh, you know what
I mean,
does
it's
bug me is when I'm in a car and I can hear my blood vessels in my ears.
yeah.
Like when there's no audio and it's a pressurized environment. Sometimes I can hear the blood vessels in my ear and it makes me annoyed.
Mm. Is it like hearing your heartbeat
It
over
feels like
you
there's like
too?
a hard pressure on my earlobe.
Yeah.
No, I don't. It's a sensory thing. Um, I'm like I mean I've not to be TikToky, but I'm pretty sure I've got ADHD, and I think
Probably.
I mean the sensory issue is like a spectrum trait, but there's a lot of spectrum traits that are associated with ADHD. But I
Mm.
don't think I'm autistic.
I don't think so.
But I do think I have spectrum traits.
Yeah.
Like socialization is one of them. Like the way I overthink about these social situations because like some people are like I'm such an overthinker. It's like oh I wonder if he hates me. Me, I'm not like, oh, I wonder if he hates me. I'm like, oh, I wonder if he thinks I'm a loser because of the way I've been holding my fork is inappropriate and disrespectful.
Mm.
Like, it's that kind of thing. Sometimes I don't care, though. And that's how I know I don't have autism because it only bothers me in certain moments.
Yeah.
I think if I had autism, it'd be like every day I'd think about it. But like, when I'm at the dinner table with my family, I don't really think about it. But I still think about the chewing.
Sometimes it's confusing too. Like, the way I kind of think of you is like I feel like you have the HD without the AD. You know what I mean?
You think I don't
Because
have an attention deficit
no, because you really lock in. Like you are
and
always
I
on
got
time with your.
hyperactivity?
What I hear all the time at university with people with ADHD is like, "Oh, I can't do my assignments. I'm
Mm.
always so late and
But I
procrastinating."
am
You
very
never
I
procrastinate.
I'm extremely susceptible to stress though.
Yeah,
Like I
you're
have a very low tolerance for stress, which is why I'm on my beautiful medication.
you're kind of like um Charlie from Mid Flopper.
Mm,
You're like a gay.
I have an eating disorder.
You're a bisexual.
I thought that was Nick. Nicholas is
Oh
bisexual.
yeah.
Charlie's gay.
Well, you're in a gay relationship either way.
I used to go to parties with Charlie, but now he's in now he's in the sanatorium.
This is fucking
Now
sanitary.
he's in the sanatorium because he can't eat banana or toast.
I always find it funny every
Bro,
time.
you're eating refried beans. Of course you can't eat it.
So I read Mid Flopper.
Get this bro some Popeyes.
I read Mid Flopper
You
and
watch Mid Flopper.
I do both.
Do you
And
read it? Where'd you get the graphic novel? Who gave it to you?
you can read it online for free.
Webtoon?
Tapas.
The fuck is Tapas?
I don't know. It's like an online
Is this like a
profile.
pirating site?
No, it's like where they upload it.
Is this legal?
Yeah,
Oh, do you want me to get you the graphic novels?
I can read it online.
I get you the graphic. If I for your birthday, I buy you $100 worth of mid flopper novels. Would you? That be a good gift?
It would, but yeah, you don't have to.
But you'd be like, really this much?
Yeah. Anyway, when you open up the page, it's like a little
Ellen
intro.
be like,
yeah, good one.
go
When you
on.
open up the page for Mid Flopper, it's like a little synopsis of what it's about, and it's like Charlie, the chronically gay overthinker, who is always stressed out.
Back in the day, you speak.
I'm like, oh my god, it's like Braden.
I'm a chronic overthinker.
Yeah, they have this thing going on where they in Mid Flopper where they show Charlie's mental state, and it's
Yeah.
like the blackness is like coming closer to him, and like the
Yeah.
thoughts are like he's being mean to me. I'm bad. This that.
You think the blackness is coming in?
When I see your face go like that, I see the Charlie
Do you
moment.
conceptualize my head as like it's like a cloud? There's like a cloud above my head, and it's constantly struggling between black and white.
Mm,
I'm
more
like
so
dark.
auras.
I'm like a dark.
I'm like
sorta-
Lord. I see emotions and colors.
You're like a dark empath.
Yeah.
You're a dark empath, and I'm like a shifter. And I go,
Yeah.
Neil. I'm like those TikTok guys that do growling audios.
See. Yeah.
Daddy's hungry for a
Ugh.
burger.
Gross.
Daddy wants a big Popeye chicken.
You're more like Disco Elysium, where it's like you pick up on body language
Mm,
and you're like base your indications off that. I feel like I like see more like
yeah.
the colors of what their mood is
I feel like
indicating.
I'm like a Disco Elysium intellect build, but I've specced into the purple shit, like the psych. I feel like I'm
Yeah,
int specking in psych. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Like when
I
you're,
feel like you're psych specking an int.
mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like your thing is psych, but you spec an int. My thing is int, but you spec in psych.
mm,
Like, does that make sense?
yeah,
Like, yeah, you're blue with purple. I'm purple with blue. All right,
yeah.
you're purple with blue. I'm purple. Whatever. You know what I mean?
See, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
when you're in a bad mood, I'll see like red around you, but then I'll make a joke and I'll see like sparks of like yellow around you,
Yay!
and it's like, how do I get that boy to
Yeah.
turn yellow?
And I can understand. I think your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You feel my feelings. I think your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I've trouble explaining that because sometimes I'm like I think what people feel and I think what I should feel, but I don't feel it. But
Mm.
I know what the feeling is.
What?
Like I know what somebody's feeling is, but I'm not feeling their feeling. Like I have like almost a logical empathy. Like I don't feel like deeply emotional. Like if somebody's like my dog died, I'm not sad. Like I don't feel sad
Mm.
for them. But I know that it is sad.
Mm.
Like I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that is sad," but I'm not like going to cry about their dead dog.
Well, yeah. I
You know what I
take
mean?
you only feel genuine emotions if you actually are connected on the same level they are. You
Yeah.
wouldn't be the same level
But
of
if I
sadness.
but if like if Richie who doesn't have a dog came to you as like my dog died, you'd be sad.
Well, yeah, because he's my friend, and I can imagine what it would be like for him to
Yeah, but
lose.
I probably wouldn't be sad. I'd know to be sad and I'd comfort him and
Can't
I'd
you
say the right
imagine?
things. Yeah, I can imagine. That's why I'm not crazy. That's why I'm not like, "Oh, who cares?"
I mean, it's good to not
Like I'm not
completely.
sociopathic.
Yeah, I know, but like, I think it's good to have a level of like not being a one-to-one mirror of the emotions,
Yeah.
because you need someone to kind of rein you in
Some people are
sometimes.
like, "Oh, I'm an empath."
But at the same time, you don't want to be like so disconnected that it's hard to understand
Well, no, I
where you're
always
coming from.
understand the emotion. I just don't feel the emotion. Are you? Would you say you're a dark empath? We're getting so
Not
deep. We're
really.
getting so deep. We need to get back to the hilarity.
I don't know. I kind of like this.
Do you think you're like a dark empath? Do you think like you use
I hear
your
that
do
word
you,
thrown a lot. What does
do-
that even mean?
it's like a TikTok psychology thing. So, I mean, like obviously like
Like you pick
having
up on negative emotions?
no, what it is you understand their emotions and you use those emotions to manipulate them.
Like
And
Kai Fast Kane.
yeah, like Commissar Kai Fast Kane. But
Hmm.
like the TikToker's like, oh, my mom's sad, and so I use it to get her to buy me lunch. And I say, let's talk, and then I know she's gonna buy me lunch when we're talking.
That's what a dark empath is.
Well, it's like that's just an example. It'd be like, oh, I know how to manipulate this dude to get money out of him, or like, oh, I like my girlfriend. I know if I kiss her, she'll be more likely to buy my PS5. Like that's like a dark empath.
TikTokers understanding their actions have consequences.
Well, no, but it's like you're being dark, so you're using it to manipulate.
Mm.
Because an empath is like they're like, oh, I'm an empath. When somebody's frowning, I can tell they're sad. That's like what an empath is.
I can tell they're sad, and I can get them to do what I want to be happy.
And then there are people that are
That's
like,
so
I'm
dumb.
such a severe empath, I can't even leave the house because if I see somebody crying, I'll have a panic attack because I'm in so much pain because of their tears. Like that's what they think an empath is too.
Is it like the?
They think they're psychic.
Yeah, but the dark empaths are
The
they
dark
doing it?
empath is using it for evil.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it doesn't make you cool
But
to
there's good,
manipulate people.
but there's also anti-dark empaths. Where they're dark
Normal
empaths. Well, no, they're dark empaths who use their darkness for good, like Venom. Do you remember Venom?
I thought the whole part of being a dark empath though was that you're committing bad acts from with your powers.
Yeah, but a hero is a good guy, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's an anti-hero?
Someone who does bad things for the right reason.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're an anti-dark empath, you're like manipulating, like terrorists. You're like using darkness on the president. You're like, Mr. President, give me that McDonald's, and he's like, okay, and then he gives it to you, but you use your dark empathy on him.
Mm. I just had an idea.
Yep.
Taylor Swift.
What if we use dark empathy on your mom?
You know Taylor Swift's song "Antihero"?
Nope.
Maybe it's
I thought
like,
that was an era.
No, it's like, I have this thing where everyone
I
is
imagine this sexy
for the
baby,
baby. Yeah.
a horny baby.
Maybe she's the anti-hero because like she knows that she's like accelerating climate change by using her jets and stuff, but she's doing it for a good reason
Yeah,
because
to bring people
Swifties
joy.
need joy.
Swifties need
That's why
her.
she's the
She could just be a
anti-hero.
Vocaloid. She could just have a hologram everywhere.
It's good.
I've seen Hatsune Miku fans, and they're so happy and excited just to see a video
It's true. That could be like a new era of like pop celebrity.
hologram.
Yeah.
I
It'd be
mean,
cool.
Vocaloids are like, I mean, Vocaloids aren't huge, but they are like more popular in Japan and Korea and China than they are here. They're not like huge. They're obviously not as popular as like Idol. You're aware of what idols are.
Yeah.
So like boy bands are basically like a male idol group. And they're popular in Korea, China, and Japan. They basically have like an idol industry. They just churn them out. Like, because I mean, we have like pop stars and rappers that we turn out like butter. They have like idols,
Yeah.
but they get them from when they're like 15. Like,
Yeah.
they get them early.
Oh,
And so we should just replace that with Vocaloids. So then there's no like exploitation.
I mean, we do the same thing, but it's with Disney.
Oh, true. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, true. True.
It's like
True.
you
Yeah,
ever read
Ashley
the
Tisdale.
auto?
Mom, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Thanks for always busting Phineas and Ferb.
Mhm.
They built a roller coaster. It went into space and curved.
The saddest obituaries I read, not obituaries.
Phineas was playing with Perry. He's a turquoise platypus that goes.
What is it called? An autobiography when you write about yourself?
Yeah, it's an autobiography,
That's-
self-written story.
An obituary is when they die.
An obituary is when they die.
What is a memoir?
A memoir is, I think,
Is that when someone else writes
I
about
think a
them?
memoir is the same shit. I think a memoir is usually like a series of stories, though.
Hmm.
I think an autobiography is like your life
Your whole
story, but I
life.
think a memoir is more like a series of tales.
Hmm.
I don't really know what the difference is.
I like the whole life because I like it in context.
Yeah.
But yeah, the saddest books to me are like the ones where it's like talking about their childhood
trauma.
being exploited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the Jeanette McCurdy
Did
one.
you read that book?
I read like snippets of
You
it.
read snippet?
and I
Bro, buy the book.
I know. I'm bad. I should read
I'm
it.
bad. I'm so bad.
So bad. But yeah, they're sad.
Maybe I'll just start buying people books instead of gifts.
That's kind of good gift idea.
Low key, I feel like you wouldn't even mind. Like if I just got you like novels and graphic novels, would you mind that?
No.
Like like no more video games, no more toys. It's just graphic novels and books.
It's probably better for my Brian.
Would you be agitated by it?
No.
The graphic novels are the treat.
Well, because you also know me well, so you kind
Yeah.
of know what books I'd
I
like.
know what book. If
It would be
yeah.
harder for
if
like
Richard bought you a book, he'd buy you like
Mario.
Brett the Hitman Hart's autobiography, and it's like cool, but I'm not gonna read this, bro.
he'd buy me like a
He'd buy you a gamer's guide to Mario,
yeah.
and it'd be like how to get the
How to jump on a
triple
Goomba.
jump.
I'd fuck with it.
Yeah, but it's like I don't want an instruction manual.
Yeah.
I know how to play Mario.
Oh my god, that just
Dude,
brought
Mario
back
Wonder was so heat.
beautiful memories.
Mario Wonder was so heat.
Mario Galaxy. Okay, Wii games used to come with like a little manual with the game.
Most games came with manuals.
I brought the Mario Galaxy manual.
For
everywhere.
context, he only had a Wii growing up, and I had a PS2.
I had a DS too.
I had a PS2 and a PS1 and a Xbox 360. So all games came with manuals,
Yeah, I found it really neat.
and they used to come with posters.
I brought that manual everywhere I went for like a year. And it was so torn up and like beat up, but my mom would like tape it together
Yeah.
because she knew how much I liked it.
When I rented Fable 3, I bought Fable 3. I rented Fable 3 from Blockbuster. That's how you know this was a while ago. I rented Fable 3 from Blockbuster, and then I bought it. And the day before I bought Fable 3, I was sitting at the kitchen. The day I bought Fable 3, before I played it, I was just sitting at the kitchen table reading the manual. I'm like, this is going to be so heat.
Mm.
And it was heat. The performance is really bad. It runs at like 10 frames per second. That was crazy.
That's really bad.
Yeah, man, it was awful. I tried playing it on Xbox One, and it was like 15 frames a second. It's like I can barely play this shit.
How many games? Like, how often would you buy a new game when you were a little bambini?
Fuck, I can't even remember. I don't know.
Often.
Relatively, I don't know. I can't really remember. Time is kind of blurry from when I'm a kid.
Part of the reason I haven't played many games and stuff is, well, one, because I only had like 2 consoles.
You have a lot of games you haven't played though that you own.
That's true. That's more recent though. I used to play games as soon as I got them when I was younger. Now because I get headaches, it's like hard to play them consistently. Anyway,
We're gonna be all staticky the whole episode.
What was I saying?
I don't know. You're saying you didn't play games when you were a kid because your mom wouldn't let you.
Right. So I would pay for my own games, so I would like save up for them, so I'd only get like one DS game like a year.
That's brutal because DS games are kind of cheeks. Like
Oh.
probably half of DS games were bad. There was dude,
I
come
did
on.
my research
There
though.
was so
I got
much
good games.
True, but there was so much shovelware on the DS and on the Wii. There were so many bad Wii games. Nintendo's moderation, like their quality control on like their third-party games, are so bad.
It wasn't so bad back then, but yeah, on the Switch, now that they have like eShops
Oh
with
my
AI
God.
games.
The eShop is so bad. The eShop is terrible.
Yeah, half of them are like porn games.
True. Yeah. I mean, like, it's bad. Like, odds were if you went to Walmart and just bought a game, like, odds were it was just going to be pretty good. Like, even if you didn't look at the back of the cover,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, it'll probably be pretty good.
That's what I did. Like, I would find a game that I thought looked interesting.
And if the cover looked fire, it was fire.
Oh, you know what? It was so fun when you were young.
Go
Like,
to Walmart, and they're
you-
like, you can pick out a game.
yeah, you go to Walmart with your mom.
Yeah.
She goes and does her stupid gay shopping,
Yeah.
and then you run to the game section, and you're like, "What's new?
You're like, what's new today?
What's on sale?" And you're
Yeah.
like, "Mommy, can I use
I
my
used to
cash?"
think in my head, I'm like, these are so expensive, these games, but now it's like, they were 2 hours and they could afford one.
Yeah.
And like it's still like 2 hours of labor, but like I used to think it's like, oh my God, this must have taken days to afford.
Well, yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, $60, that's like days of work.
Well, yeah, because my mom also taught me that like a good rule of thumb, even when I was younger, was like think about how much money you get in a year.
Oh no, I'm not. Well, go on.
Yeah, it's like you think about how much money you get in a year. So let's say I get like $200 a year in birthday money and stuff.
That's how I make $200 a year now.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, that's 1 year of your life. If a game is like $40, that's like a quarter of your life per game. I'm like, okay.
That's a psychotic way of thinking about it as an adult, though.
Well, yeah,
This game's
because you earn a
$60. That's like
shitload more.
that's
as
like
an
a
adult.
quarter of my life spent on this game.
Yeah, but in real life, you earn that much in an hour.
Yeah, my thing is like, okay, is this worth what I worked for? Like,
Yeah.
it's
It's a good rule of thumb.
but it's tough because almost always my answer is like, yeah. Meals usually the answer is no. Like if it's like this is a $30 burger, it's like, is this worth 2 hours of labor? Like, no.
Yeah.
But is Rogue Trader worth 3 hours of work?
Sometimes I almost do it in spite because all the finance bros are like, don't buy like gourmet coffee because
I'll buy a burger.
if you buy gourmet coffee, you'll never afford a down payment.
But
and it's like,
then I think like, is this coffee worth 15 minutes of work? Yeah.
sure, yeah,
It's worth that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. We are pretty much out of time though.
We still have 23 hours and 53 minutes left to record.
Well, we have that, but I don't want to do that.
Well, you have to use your words wisely then. You want to end it now.
Well, yeah, because we've been doing it for 58 minutes.
Yes, but
Yeah.
we don't need to.
Okay. Well, I want to end
It
it.
should be deliberate.
I want to end it.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay. So we do have an intro now, but there's no outro.
Bye.
Yay. That was a good episode.
Thank you. Should I record an outro? What if I did the same thing backwards?
I could just play it backwards. I could just hit the reverse audio. Dude, we've come so far.